In this video, I will introduce how Cursor and Claude Code work. How do they function? How do you build an application like Cursor and Claude Code? Part 1. How do Cursor and Claude Code work? If you have some programming experience, you know that if you assign a value of 5 to a variable a, i.e., a equals 5, then you can print a, and the output will also be 5. Everything is simple and logical. But how does a piece of text turn into multiple lines of code? For example, when I output "create an addition calculator for me," how does it know it's not about setting a equals 5, but rather a equals b plus c? The answer is simple: text-embedded vectors. When you input text, in the AI's eyes, it's not just text, but a vector, such as 5, 3, 2, 5, 4. However, based on this vector alone, the AI cannot determine the meaning. But the intelligent AI knows how to compare and classify. Since it's an addition calculator, it should resemble a equals b plus c rather than a equals b minus c. So it writes the code a equals b plus c, a simple addition calculator. But even so, it only generates one line of code, while Cursor and Claude Code can easily generate thousands of lines of code across multiple files. This brings us to the concept of an AI agent, which determines what the user actually needs. For example, an addition calculator might need more than just a equals b plus c. Although AI cannot understand what the user wants, it knows how to compare categories. For example, is a calculator more like a movie, a food item, or an online tool that a user can use? Does an online tool that a user can use require a physical key? Does it require WD-40 lubricant? Or does it need an input field and an output field? Clearly, the meaning of online tool and input field is more closely aligned, while the meaning of lubricant is quite distant. Thus, AI understands that the user not only needs to calculate a equals b plus c, but also requires an input field for input and an output field for output. Similarly, when building tools, the AI needs to determine from the user's input text whether to use JavaScript or Python. If building a website, it requires not only .html files, but also .css style files and .js code files. This is implemented by another AI agent. Additionally, creating folders and files with an AI agent is not magical. You can do it manually without AI by simply entering commands in the command line. Other features, such as previewing, automatically executing commands, or fixing bugs, may be more complex, but the principle remains the same. Therefore, in Part 2, how to build your own AI like Cursor or Claude, the process becomes straightforward. For example, when a user inputs "build an addition calculator," the AI should first ask itself whether the user mentioned using React or Vue to build the website, whether there should be a login button, and whether the background